In this scratch tutorial, this is the result you will get. You will play as this character or whatever character you want, in fact, because this works on all types of levels. Now, you'll be able to move around like this, and it's smoother. Instead of using the steps block, use variables. Now, I do have a level which you can use. It has no scripts, but it does have a few costumes. That's costume 1 and 2. They don't have names, but I'm quickly going to name them. Why not name this? Let's name this one Walking 1, and let's name this one Walking 2. And then now you can add 1 frame for the idle, but you can also do 2 frames, as you can see from the original one. So let's name this guy Idle, and let's create a 2nd frame, just to make it a little bit more easier to tell. And then Idle 2. So he switches between these 2 frames. Now this project is called Walking Tutorial, and you can find it on my account, Mr. Christmas Pudding YT. And if you search that on the search bar for games, you'll go to my account. I only have 2 levels, and this one will be my 2nd one. So you can remix that one if you don't need to make the assets and you're not very good at doing it. But I have a copy here which I'm going to be going inside. Once you've remixed your project, this is what you will see, and this is the Scratch walking system. I'm using a copy, remember, so it is exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the costume numbers, because in the official one it's got names. Now, as soon as you start, you're going to go into this variable and delete my variable, and you're going to make a new variable. You're going to call that speed. So now this controls how fast your character goes. Now, the reason why this one is very good, instead of using the change Y, because steps do it all at once. It just does cuts to 10 steps. Well, the other system I was using moves it 1 at a time, which means it's more smoother, but it's also it can go as fast as you want. So I'm going to start by adding a when the green flag clicked, which means when the game is started, and you're going to go to control, and there's forever. So if I click the flag, forever something's happening, but nothing in the minute. But if I get 2 if ends, which control going left and right, like there, and you will want to duplicate this one for the animations. So I'm going to pop one over there. Now let's start with the movement itself. So you are going to get the change X by. So we're going to pop that over there for now. The best idea though is if you want to get a better effect and do it so the character, if you let go, it looks at their position still, just using the move steps. But what you're going to do is you're going to make sure to drag speed in here. Now we're going to duplicate this twice, so left and right. I'm going to pop them in there, and what we're going to do is going to do it so it points in direction, and make sure to change the direction mode. If you click direction as a scroll wheel, which scrolls in, I'm going to change it to 90 again. I'm going to change it to this mode, left right. So no matter where you put it, as long as it goes over the halfway mark, he will turn that way. So he will stay in that direction, and it looks a lot nicer, and it will work for the animations too later. So now we're going to get the point in direction. If you're going right, we're going to get point in direction 90. If you're going left, you're going to get the point in direction minus 90. So minus 90. You can use the scroll wheel because it's literally just the opposite of 90. And now we're going to go on to sensing, because we can change it so if what key pressed. Now we're going to do it so if A and D is pressed. So if A pressed, then go minus 90, which is left. And then if D pressed, which is right, we'll make him go in steps. Now at the minute, we don't have a variable set. We've set the variable set to 0. Now, the way to make sure this has changed is we're going to go to the variable itself. I'm going to do it so we're going to set the speed to a certain amount when you're about to move it. So we're going to put it in between this here. I'm going to make it how fast. 7 is a very nice speed, but it depends what game you're going to. Because if you're going to make like a horror game or something, like I was doing there, you might want to make it so you're slower. Now if I start the game, he's going in the opposite direction. The reason why is because this here, because he's pointing in direction 90, it still has to stay as 7. So now he goes this way. He goes this way. Now what we're going to do is going to do it so you can have the animations for walking. And also, if you want to make your game a little bit more cleaner, which I do, so when the green flag clicked, he goes to the center. So what I'm going to do is go get this block and change the X to 0. Now the Y can be the same because that's where the ground is. So that means if the game started, it does that, which I like. Now we're going to add the animations. Now this is very simple. And because I added the costumes, which you guys can use, costume 1 and costume 2, the walking, I know that, but in your level they should be called walking 1, walking 2, and idle. And there might be 2 frames of idle, but mine doesn't have 2 frames, but you can still have the same effect. Now we're gonna duplicate this, the D and the A, because we're gonna do it so when the A press, it does still play the animations. Now this is just a bit of animation. It depends how fast you want to make it now. I'm going to go 0.25 because I don't mind how blocky the game is, because just showing you guys what to do. So I'm going to do it so it switches to costume 1. I'm going to duplicate that. Clean up there. Costume 2. Now that means when he does that now, he's going to play the animations. So at the minute, he's going to stay in that frame. But look, he does that and he stops. The only thing is that we're going to add an idle animation, which this is very complex, but you'll get it. Now we're going to drag in the when clicked flags when the game started and forever. So when the flag clicked, when the game started, forever something happens. We're going to drag in another if statement. I'm a fan of if statements. They're very useful. Now we're going to go onto this area, which is operators, and we're going to get or and pop it in here. And I'm going to go on to sensing, and if A pressed or D pressed, then something will happen. But we want to do it so when you're not pressing any keys, we want to get the not operators, drag in the or, and place it in here. So basically, if not pressing A or D, which means walking, then we can do 3 switches to costume 1 here. But you do want to get a repeat until, because he's gonna do this. He's gonna just do it once and not do it ever again. So I'm gonna get a repeat until A or D pressed. So we can literally just duplicate A and D, like so, and drag in costume 3, which is called idle 1, and you can also just show you an example. You can change this to 0.1, then get idle 2, but I don't have any idle. So now look, when he moves like that, when you let go, he's